Breaking. CISA added CVE 2026-33-2024 to the Known Exploited Vulnerabilities Catalog today, August 18, 2026. Federal civilian agencies have until August 21st to complete required remediation, so this is a 3-day window. The affected product is Microsoft Internet Key Exchange Service Extensions, used in Windows environments that support IKE-based security functions, often tied to VPN and IPsec connectivity. The stakes are simple. This is unauthenticated, network-reachable code execution, rated critical at 9.8. CVE 2026-33824 is a double-free vulnerability in Windows IKE extension. In plain English, double-free means memory is released more than once, which can corrupt program state. When that happens in a network-facing service, the result can be far more serious than a crash. The NVD description says, double-free in Windows IKE extension allows an unauthorized attacker to execute code over a network. The CVSS vector backs that up. Network attack vector, low complexity, no privileges required, no user interaction, unchanged scope, and high impact to confidentiality, integrity, and availability. CISA KEV membership means this is not just theoretical risk scoring. CISA added it because it meets the bar for known exploitation and presents a meaningful risk to organizations. The record lists known ransomware use as unknown, so do not assume this is a ransomware campaign, but also do not wait for that label before acting. The EPSS probability is 0.558, placing it in the 99th percentile. That is a strong signal that exploitation likelihood is high compared with most CVEs. For defenders, KEV status changes priority. This should move to emergency handling. The affected product is Microsoft Internet Key Exchange Service Extensions. The first inventory question is whether you run Microsoft Windows systems that expose or rely on IKE-related services. Prioritize systems connected to remote access, IPsec, site-to-site connectivity, and other network security functions where IKE is in the path. Also look at boundary systems, management networks, cloud-connected Windows hosts, and any asset that can receive untrusted network traffic. If your organization does not know where IKE is enabled, that is the immediate gap to close. Unknown exposure is still exposure until inventory proves otherwise. The real-world danger is remote code execution against a Microsoft Network Service extension without authentication and without user interaction. That combination compresses defender response time. If a vulnerable service is reachable, an attacker may not need a stolen password, a phishing email, or a local foothold to start the attack path. The CVSS impact ratings are high for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. That means potential data exposure, system modification, and service interruption are all in scope. Keep the response conceptual and defensive. Reduce reachability, apply vendor guidance, and review systems for signs of abnormal service behavior. Start with asset inventory. Identify Windows systems using Microsoft Internet Key Exchange Service Extensions. Then rank them by reachability. Anything reachable from untrusted networks comes first. Next, confirm patch status using your normal Windows update, endpoint management, vulnerability management, or configuration reporting tools. Compare results against Microsoft's advisory and CISA's KEV entry for CVE 2026-33824. If a scanner flags the CVE, verify the finding on the host before closing it. If a system cannot be updated immediately, document the reason, owner, business function, network exposure, and temporary mitigation in place. The required action from CISA is to apply mitigations in accordance with vendor instructions while aligning with BOD 26-04 risk-based update guidance and CISA's forensics triage requirements. For federal civilian agencies, the due date is August 21, 2026. Use that as the urgency anchor, even if you are outside government. Patch or mitigate exposed systems first, then work inward. If business constraints block immediate remediation, reduce network exposure where possible, and track that exception at an executive level. Do not rely on ransomware status. The KEV listing is already enough to justify accelerated change. Detection starts with systems that run the affected IKE extensions. Watch for unexpected service crashes, restarts, hangs, or error patterns around the IKE service. Review endpoint telemetry for unusual child processes, new binaries, abnormal privilege changes, or configuration changes near the time of suspicious network activity. On the network side, look for unexpected access to IKE-capable systems, especially from unfamiliar sources or outside normal business patterns. Preserve logs before rebooting or rebuilding where possible. CISA specifically points agencies to forensics triage requirements, so treat evidence handling as part of remediation, not an afterthought. Bottom line, CVE 2026-33824 is a critical Microsoft Internet Key Exchange Service Extension's double-free vulnerability. CISA added it to KEV today, which means defenders should treat it as an actively exploited risk. The federal remediation deadline is August 21st, only 3 days from the KEV listing date. Prioritize exposed Windows systems using IKE-related services, follow Microsoft mitigation instructions, verify patch status, and monitor for service and endpoint anomalies during triage. This was a defense-only rapid response from the Daily Ranked CVE Brief. Subscribe for the Daily Ranked Brief with exposure, detection, and remediation first.